Don't move the way fear makes you move. Move the way love makes you move. Osho. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to Bilal Hamza's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hamza. And today we are talking about something deeper than motivation, bigger than self help, and more urgent than any life goal you have. We're diving into a life transforming philosophy that very few people truly live, but everyone wants to. Today's episode is about courage, and not just any courage, but the kind of courage that awakens your soul, the kind of courage that Osho calls the joy of living dangerously. This isn't about reckless living, it's about real living. And for most people, that is the most dangerous thing they could imagine. So grab your heart, take a deep breath, and prepare for a journey into the truth behind fear, freedom, and becoming fully alive. The biggest lie we are taught: safety is success. Most of us grow up thinking, get a stable job, don't take risks, follow the rules, be careful. Society tells us that if we do all that, we'll be successful. But Osho calls this the biggest lie ever told. Why? Because in the process of chasing security, we kill our courage, we kill our wildness, we kill our soul. Security, Osho says, is death disguised as safety. It is a graveyard where dreams are buried alive. He says, the only thing that makes life worth living is risk. To live without risk is not to live at all. We build walls, routines, saving careers, and then wonder why we feel empty. Courage is breaking out the mental cage. What courage really means? Let's get one thing clear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling fear but acting anyway. When Osho talks about courage, he doesn't mean heroism in war or jumping out of airplanes. He's talking about saying no to a life that doesn't feel right, leaving a toxic relationship, changing your career at 40, standing up to your family when they suffocate your truth, starting from zero again and again. Real courage is messy, painful, liberating. It is not glamorous, it's raw. It is not loud, it's often silent, but it's always real. The battle between the mind and the heart. Here is where Osho gets spiritual, but also very practical. He teaches that all of us are split. There is the mind and there is the heart. The mind wants logic, safety, predictability. The heart wants adventure, mystery, surrender. And for most of us, the mind wins. We obey fear, we ignore our intuition, we bury our passion. We make decisions based on what's less risky, not what's more alive. But Osho says the heart is always right, not logically, but existentially. Following the heart may lead to chaos, but that chaos births the new. It may lead to mistakes, but those mistakes shape your soul. And most importantly, it leads to freedom. Letting go of the known. Osho's courage isn't just about doing something bold, it's about letting go of the known. That's terrifying for most people. We cling to what we understand, what we have built, what's predictable, who we used to be. But Osho says that growth only happens when we leave the known behind, when we walk into the unknown without a guarantee. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you're alive before death. Think about that. Are you living or just existing? To live means to move, flow, risk, feel, fall, rise, cry, laugh, transform. All of this requires courage. Facing death consciously. Another brutal but beautiful truth from this book is fear of death controls our entire life. But here is Osho's radical take. He says, the moment you face death, really face it, you become free. Because you realize you can't take your money, you can't take your image, you can't take your job title, you can't take your comfort zone. So then what remains? Only your essence. And when you live from that place, every rest becomes holy. Every goodbye becomes sacred. When you face death, you become humble. And humility is the ground where courage begins. Living dangerously, not recklessly, but truthfully. Living dangerously doesn't mean being careless, it means being truthful. It means you no longer pretend. You stop faking relationships. You stop doing work that doesn't light you up. You stop nodding along when your soul is screaming no. You become real. And realness, in a world built on illusions, is the most dangerous thing you can be, but also be most joyful. Because now your joy is no longer borrowed. It is not conditional. It is not someone else's approval. It's yours. Courage creates freedom. Let's end with this. The only true freedom is inner freedom, not political, not financial, not even physical, but the freedom to speak your truth, live from your essence, die without regrets. And that kind of freedom only comes from courage. Courage is the bridge from fear to freedom, from survival to soul, from death to life. Osho says, if you live with courage, you live in freedom. If you live in fear, you live in prison. So, my dear listeners, wherever you are, ask yourself, what decisions are you postponing out of fear? What truth are you scared to admit? What version of yourself are you dying to become, but afraid to awaken? Let this be your wake up call. Start small, start scared, but start. Because courage isn't a one time act, it is a way of life. And the more you live courageously, the more you'll feel something that most people never do, the joy of living dangerously. This is Bilal Hamza. If this episode moved you, share it. Send it to someone stuck in fear. Come back to whenever life demand more courage from you. And remember, you were not born to be safe. You were born to be free. Until next time, stay real and stay courageous. Peace and love, Hamza.